Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My sincerest apologies for not getting day 22's page or video out on day 22. It has been insanely hot over here, so I've just taken a little bit of a craft break. Today is nice and cool though. Okay, on day 22 we got cute little paper elements again, and I chose to use the owls, and I also went into the paper elements book from Arlene and I got some hearts out to try and incorporate in my page. So my kids left early this morning for a 2-week holiday and I just had a little bit to say about that to my journal. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing some semic writing, and I'm writing in all kinds of directions to just get some things off my chest. Obviously, my mommy heart is a little bit sore and tender after sending them away, but I know that they are in good hands and I know that they will have the best time ever. So after I've written down my thoughts and feelings, I'm covering that up with a little bit of yellow, orange, and some pink paint. These are all Art by Marlene paints, and I'm just creating patches of color. So I chose the yellow because it's quite translucent. I still want my writing to show up in the background as texture and interest. I didn't want to cover it up completely. So that's why I chose more translucent colors. I'm also going to go in with little pops of red, just doing some reductive stenciling with a floral stencil that we received earlier this month. And I'm also going to do that with white, just to bring a little bit of brightness back to the page. We all know that I never leave any white space, so this is my way of adding white space back onto my page. I'm auditioning my little paper elements, see which heart's going to work best, and how I will be placing my little owls. So the idea that I had is the owls will represent my family and the heart will represent my heart. And I just thought I'll make a page of the whole family still being connected. Even though we're not together, we are still connected. So I guess it's a little bit of a deeper page than usual. Please bear with me. I do work through my emotions sometimes in my journals. Obviously it's a journal, so I sometimes use it as a journal, not just as a place to make fun art. Okay, I chose that heart. I found that this one stood out the best against the background. And now I'm adding a piece of string that I've got. I've put glue down on the page, and then I'm putting the string into the glue to try and get it to set, and then I dried it. And then I thought, my elements aren't really popping out enough from the background, so I've just added a little bit of hot pink, or maybe it's the funky paint. It's the neon pink one from Arlene. And then I'm sticking down my little owl people. Then I had the idea that I would like this string to kind of wind around their legs, if that makes any kind of sense, the way I said that. But I wanted to twist the string around the legs so it actually looks like everybody is connected to the rope instead of just standing on top of it. So it was a little bit of fiddling around and faffing about, especially with this top one. The top one didn't have very long legs, and I think by the time I decided to do this with the string, the legs were obviously a little bit wet from the glue. But we got there in the end. And I'm just going to brighten up the colors of my owls, because obviously it's a very busy background, and even though they are opposite colors, I did feel like they needed just a little bit of a boost on those colors. So I'm using Mermaid and Heaven, I think it is, or Sky. It's a darker blue one. And I'm also using Hot Pink, and I'll also go in with Glow, which is the neon green paint. And I think I also went in with a little bit of Ho 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 on this bottom owl because it had a red hat on. So just a little bit of refining and making them look like they belong, making them pop out from that background. And I think this step really helped. It was worth taking the effort and the time to do that. Then I'm going in with some white, with a white Jelly Roll pen, and I'm just adding a tiny little bit of highlights everywhere just to get them to pop out, covering up some of the places where I went over with paint that should be white. And I'm adding some white details into this heart already. This heart is already beautifully decorated by Marlene in the Elements book. So I'm just boosting it a little bit by adding a tiny bit of white. Then I've got this pastel pencil, I think. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but it's a very soft pastel. It's not waterproof or anything at all. So I'm just boosting the colors a little bit more with that. I've got a blue, a pink, and a yellow in that range, and I'm just adding a tiny bit. And then of course I'm going in with my Stabilo All pencil just at the bottom of each of these owls, imagining that the light is coming from the top of the page, so that obviously have a shadow below them. And I'm just softening those lines with a paintbrush. And now I'm looking for a quote, and I actually did pause the video here to look for a quote, and then I found a quote that says connected in creativity, but I'm only using the word connected, and I felt like it stood out a little bit too much, so I'm just pushing the white back a bit with some hot pink just on my finger, going across over it to blend it into the page. I don't know if that was a good move, but it's done. And white dots straight from the tube of Marlene's lace paint. And then I found the stars that were also on the paper elements in the envelopes, and I'm just trimming them down, and I'm going to stick them down as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do apologize for not getting this one out yesterday, but I will be doing today's one today as well, so you'll get two for the price of one today. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again just now. Bye.